Randy, I'm not the girl who throws up on the phone anymore. I'm a woman.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I worked today. Dude, today, James, he was at work. My roommate James was at work. And his friend Blake Freeman, who is a Australian comic who lives here now, who we should have on the pod, by the way.
Yeah.
He's great. He came over to like pick up some like equipment that James was letting him borrow. And he's super nice. I've met him before and we talked for like an hour and then he left. But he walked in and Betty started barking at him.
Oh.
Just barking at him. And then he's like, oh, should I, whatever? And I'm like, no, she's just like nervous or whatever. She's fine. Like, maybe take your backpack off. And like, we talked for like an hour and
because Betty, she just sees people and she's like, difference.
Yeah.
Difference.
I know. And I couldn't tell if she was barking at him specifically.
Yeah.
Barking at him because he had like a backpack or a hat on or like his hair. Or because like, usually, like I work from home like most of the time.
Yeah.
So like, she literally like sleeps in my bed all day while I work. And then like James comes home at 3 and she knows him and then something happens at 5, like I take her out and then I stay or something. So a man shows up in the middle of the day that she doesn't know and she's like, what the hell? This isn't what usually happens. And she just like,
where am I?
Yeah. And she just like,
she thinks she's in the wrong place?
Yeah.
She's just trying to ask where she is and no one will tell her.
I know.
She's like, where am I?
Yeah. She like gained sentience.
You're not in my life.
She gained sentience at that moment. Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm a dog. Oh my God. No. Somebody help. Yeah. I'm naked. So she just barked at him for like an hour. And then I was like, I'm so sorry she's doing this.
Man.
It was fucking crazy.
Betty.
I know.
Well, sometimes you go backward with your mental health work, you know?
No, totally.
Dogs do it too.
Healing is not linear. I told her that after he left. Yeah. I was like, don't worry, Betty. Healing's not linear. And then she was like,
don't be hard on yourself, Betty.
Yeah. And then she was just
You're
like,
not a piece of shit. And neither am I. Because all your stuff you say to Betty is like reflective of your own. Didn't your therapist say like, you're like, Betty's getting used to men and like trusting them. And she's like, and you are too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's great that like James is such a sweet guy. And like, it was when I first moved in with him. James is like such a sweet guy and like, it'll be great for Betty to like interact with more people and maybe she'll be less afraid of men. Yeah. And then my therapist was like, and you too, huh? Maybe you'll start to trust men. It was so fucking funny. And I was like, thanks, Megan.
You and Betty on a journey together.
Trusting men.
You're holding hands.
Yeah. I've stopped barking at them, which is nice.
You have? I missed it at first and I was like, yeah, Betty stopped barking at men.
Yeah, no, I did. I don't know. If you ask Dave, though, he'll be like, she fucking barks at me all the time.
Yeah. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome.
It's a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Brittany's Cardwell on Instagram.
I'm Ali O'Neill. Sorry, I was taking a sip and then Brittany rushed through her intro. I'm Ali O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill. Follow us on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, please. We need it. Like, comment.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends about this pod, honestly.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram. You should speaking of YouTube, you should tell them what you brought today.
What the hell? Oh. What the hell? I bought new sandals today and I wore them here because I was very excited about them. And I felt confident and cool. I was like walking, you know when I walk in my Air Force Ones? When you get new Air Force Ones and you walk in them and it does feel like I'm stomping in my Air Force Ones. I felt like that with my new Docs. They're new Doc Marts. Anyway, the point is they're sandals and I had to bring a pair of socks to wear on the podcast for all you freaks. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not going nude with my feet. Not yet.
She shows up and she takes like a black ball out of her purse and she's like, I brought socks. And I was like, yeah, good choice. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so follow us on YouTube. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
What else do we got here?
I don't know. Fucking Instagram. Oh, DM us your stories.
Stories.
DM or email us your stupid stories.
Yeah.
Worthlessclownspod@gmail.com.
And this is really far in the future, but I'm going to be taping a special.
Yeah.
I got a date.
Say it on the pod. Oh, fuck yeah.
Not at the place we talked about.
Oh, shit.
A bunch of stuff happened, but December 3rd in New York.
Fuck yes.
At the Slipper Room.
Yes.
In the Lower East Side. It's like a sick venue. Did I tell you about this place?
Yeah, you were telling me last time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
About it, yeah.
Rosebud Baker did hers there.
Oh, shit.
It's such a cool space, but it's also small enough for like me.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, you should come though. It'll probably be like, we don't have all the information yet, but probably like 8 and 10.
Yeah. There'll be
December
2 shows.
3rd. It's a Tuesday. Please come out. Tell your friends to come out and your family. I need to be not nervous about the number of people in the audience. Being low. Yeah. I'm okay with high.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to our special December 3rd if you're in the city.
Yeah.
So what else have you got going on? What else did you do today?
Well, I had to work for like the first 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
But
that's not bad though.
No, it wasn't bad at all. And then I went shopping. I got a bunch of stuff, went back, just showered. What was I gonna tell you? I have updates. Oh, me and do you know this bar called Lunatico?
No.
It's in your neighborhood.
Where's
you
it
should
at?
go. I think it's on Halsey.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But it's sick. Me and Dwayne have gone there a couple times now.
Oh.
They do music, I think, most nights of the week. It's free. I mean,
Whoa.
you donate because it's good.
Yeah.
And they do really good dinners. And it's like packed every week. You have to get there 45 minutes early to like get seated and stuff.
Whoa.
We should go with Dave.
I would love to.
Yeah. So we went and saw some bands. It was fun. It was fun making fun of them. We were like also in the very front row. They seated us like right there.
That's so
you could
funny.
really analyze everything that was going on.
Wait, what kind of music was it?
It was like kind of experimental.
What?
Like lots of like slow like tones and stuff, but then lots of building up. I don't know.
Lots of tones and building up
and sounds.
Brittany
and
once again sounding like an alien trying to describe what music is. There's a lot of like tones and building up.
And repetition.
Repetition, yeah. There were definitely like notes and sounds.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Sometimes stuff would sound like, doo, right? And other times it would just sound like, but it's all mixed together.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, so music.
Yeah.
So like a song?
Yeah. But it was good, actually. I liked them a lot. The drummer was like such a, like he seemed like he was putting on an act.
Uh-huh.
He was definitely taking away a little bit from the show.
Oh, because he was like doing it up a little bit too much?
Yeah, but in a way that was like confusing and distracting. And I was like in the front row and I kept having to not laugh.
Yeah.
Something weird would happen and I'd look at Dwayne and then I'd be like, like trying so hard not to laugh right in their faces.
Oh my God. It's like when a comic, I don't know if you've experienced this, but it's like when a comic is like, usually it's people who are like newer.
Yeah.
Not like super green, but kind of new, where they're like, they think that they can make up for not being funny and having like not very good writing by like doing it a lot.
Oh, yeah,
like they're trying to be Sebastian Maniscalco, but they haven't like honed their skill of like act outs.
Yeah.
So they're like, I was looking for a quarter.
And you pat your pockets like you really need to show it.
They were
which
like,
we did in the last episode.
They were like, it's huge. Huge. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I was stomping down the hall.
And then stomping. Yeah, that's Matt Rife.
Footstep. Yeah, Matt Rife did that. I got so mad. And then I acted out pulling out a quarter last week.
Yeah.
So I hate myself too.
You didn't put it in your Netflix special.
No.
God, Matt Rife looks like he looks like a marionette of a butch lesbian that's come to life.
That's a perfect description.
You know what I mean? Like he looks like a beautiful butch lesbian.
Yeah.
And also a marionette.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, you were watching this drummer who was doing too much.
So he actually was really good. Dwayne's a drummer, and Dwayne was like, he's a really good drummer, but his act outs, like, they were unnecessary. Yeah. So they're super distracting. Yeah. Like, the way he was drumming is the way I would, like, the way his limbs were moving is the way my limbs would move if I tried to drum.
I remember seeing a video of you drumming.
Oh, I did drum in front of you one time.
Yes.
Well,
on video.
But he was like, he was like going like this. He's like,
Okay, so let me try to describe this.
Like, it's almost like he's like, whoa.
It looks like he's drumming.
I don't know if I'm going to get all the drums.
It looks like he's drumming while falling off an elliptical.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's on an elliptical that's like being thrown into the ocean.
Yeah.
And he's drumming at the same time.
And then you do this thing too where sometimes it would feel like he's going, like he'd be looking at the symbol that he was using to make these like gentle noises or whatever, gentle tones and rhythms. He'd be like looking at the symbol while he's doing it. And it felt like in his head, he was going, I'm focusing so hard right now and everyone knows, you know, like,
oh my God.
He just did a lot of that, but it was really, the band was really good.
Yeah.
The guy in the front row looked like the big friendly giant, the BFG. You know the BFG?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. He had a note.
End of story.
So
that was pretty cool. They put a lobster on your head, so you just did that.
Yeah, I know. He had
and I'm like, so what? What then?
He had a notepad in front of him, and I couldn't read exactly what it said, but it looked like it just said, Dad! Dad! That was pretty much it.
Oh,
it was
my
really
God.
fun. We should definitely go.
Yeah, I would love to.
I keep telling people about this, and then
yeah, I would be so down to go. And it's like, okay, so it's like a comedy club where they seat you at tables.
Yeah,
and then
it's a bar. It's a cute bar though.
Oh, cool.
But they have a stage in the back,
and they have food.
Yeah, and the food is amazing.
Oh my God!
Like
yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah,
holy shit.
It. So
yeah, we'll do
that's
sometime.
my little update.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I have a much less exciting update. I think I have plantar fasciitis.
Oh my God. I had that as a kid.
As a kid?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never got diagnosed, but my mom was pretty sure, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't really have to get diagnosed with it. It's just like a very specific pain.
Yeah, in your foot, your heel.
Yeah, in the ball of your heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have plantar fasciitis, and it's probably because I walk like 5 miles a day.
Yeah.
And I wear the shoes that I walk the most in, which are like the shoes that I walk Betty in, are they're Nike Cortezes.
Oh.
And
which looks like a bull terrier.
Yeah, bull terrier.
Look it up.
Look at two pictures next to each other. Or you could just go into our Instagram and go back to the year 2022 and Brittany put the text Nike Cortez over
Yeah. Or you can just look at a bull terrier and blur your eyes and you'll think it's a shoe from far away enough.
Totally.
Get it the right size.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I've had those shoes for so long. And they're also children's shoes because like I can fit in like a child's shoe.
Yeah, do children's shoes, they have less support?
I don't know, maybe. I'm assuming
assume like the weight is a child's weight or something.
Yeah, totally. And so like it's either that or it's because if you look at the bottom, there's like no more treads on it. And also like the heel. So you know when on a shoe, when you like wear it down, the heel will be like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh man.
And so I'm like, I have to get a bunch of new shoes. Also all the shoes I wear, like they're all like I have those like those blazers. And they are like the flattest shoe of all time.
You can't walk around in those.
So that's why I'm wearing these fucking shoes today.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
those?
I thought you had new shoes.
Yeah, they're not new. They're
they're cool though.
They're my old shoes. They are cool, and they're the most supportive shoes.
Man, plantar fasciitis sucks.
I know, and I'm like, what am I like?
You have to put more weight on the front of your toes for a while. I forget what I did. I think maybe I just wore different shoes for a while as well.
Yeah, so I bought inserts, but they haven't come yet.
How was I getting that as a kid? I wasn't walking miles at a time.
It's like it's like usually every server I know has plantar fasciitis. Every single one. So it's usually people who are just on their feet fucking constantly. You know what I mean? So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just like hoping I'm gonna do the stretches and hope these insoles work because I can't like not walk.
Yeah.
I live in New York. I walk everywhere.
You got a dog.
And I have a dog. Yeah. So
man.
Not as exciting as the drummer, but
every drummer, something funny happens. Every time I watch a band, the drummer is doing something funny.
The drummers are always the weirdest guy in the band.
Yeah.
Dwayne Reed.
Do you watch House of the Dragon?
No, I actually just started watching Game of Thrones.
Oh, what? You've never seen it?
I've literally never seen Game of Thrones, and I'm on season 2 right now. Me and fucking Dave are watching it.
We were thinking about rewatching it. We could rewatch it. It's like a double date rewatch.
I would love to. Oh my God. We'll all snuggle up.
House of the Dragon. So the reason I brought this up is because Dwayne used to be in a band, right? What's this guy's name? And he said he looks like he told me when he would drum, he would look like one of these characters, like the face this guy makes.
Uh-huh. Sorry, there's so much dead air, and I checked my email in the middle of you looking it up. I don't know why. I checked my email.
Anything good in there?
I got a work email. I'm technically supposed to be at work right now.
Oh, shit.
But it's fine. It's 10 minutes before I'm, like, supposed to leave work.
See this guy? Amond? He's like the brother of the character that's supposed to be the king.
The Mad King?
Yeah.
The brother of he's a Targaryen?
Well, yeah, he's a Targaryen.
Okay, so Dwayne looked like that.
See how he purses his lips?
Oh, I see. Sorry.
That's how Dwayne drummed. So if we had seen him in a band, we would have been making fun of him making this face the whole time.
He'd be doing this.
Yeah, he looks like, it's like the smile, the way a dog smiles.
Yeah.
You know? You know when
they're like, yeah.
A dog gets happy, but it doesn't know how to use its teeth in the smile.
So it just does this.
It just uncomfortably, it stretches its lips around, and then like only the sides go up.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like it looks painful for the dog.
Okay, by the
way,
they
don't know what's happening, and I'm like, "You're smiling," and they're like, "What?"
They're like, "Ah, I don't know what that means." Also, you showed me this picture of this guy. I want you to. This is what went through my head. You're like, Dwayne used to look like this when he would drum, and then it's a guy in a long blonde wig and an eye patch. And I'm like,
he has an eye patch and a huge scar across his face.
A huge scar and
so Dwayne looks
like a fucking Legolas wig on. He used to look just like this, and you're like, no, the face he's making. And I'm like, oh. You're like, Dwayne used to look like this.
You thought he was in some kind of theme band where it was like a pirate
it was pirates
thing?
Or something. Yeah. It was gay pirates. God. He used to look like this when when he would drum. Only when he drummed.
And why would I say he still look like this?
Yeah.
Instead of like, he dressed like this because the band liked to do that.
Yeah. Also, nobody else in the band dressed up. He just wore that wig and that eye patch. God, it's so funny.
But yeah, it was fun. We should definitely go.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Should we get into our stupid stories?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
This happened while I was in college.
Ooh.
So, as I've bragged about before, I did improv for 10 years.
Yeah? Oh, guess who's wearing his 30-year family reunion shirt today? Connor.
Oh my God. Connor.
He wore it especially for us. We're going to get a picture with him after.
Wait, Connor, could you come on camera for a sec?
Oh, yeah. Come on in here.
Everybody get ready. Get ready for Connor Kawawa.
Ooh, no one's ever seen him on the pod.
Just stand in front of the camera so they can see your shirt.
Like right here.
No head.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. You
All
don't know.
Turn around.
Look at the back. Zoom in. Zoom in for a while.
Should I dock just in case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
All right, you can go back now.
Could you just like jump and tap your feet together?
Yeah,
they might like it. I don't know. Just jump up.
Yes!
Give it up for
Connor! Everybody give it up for Connor.
Celebrating 30 years.
Celebrating 30 years of jumping up.
Family.
Thank you so much for doing that, Connor. That was so,
man.
I can't believe we made you do that. Thanks for going along with it.
You know, we should bring Betty in sometime.
Yeah, Connor, can I bring my dog here?
Oh,
let's bring Betty in. She'll be nervous the whole time.
Yeah.
She'll bark at Connor.
It'll be really distracting.
Yeah.
Probably should only have her on in the end.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway, yeah, your story.
So I was in college. I was in an improv group that, like, it was basically a frat. And so my first year in it, I was super young and I was so happy to be in it.
Yeah.
Because
that's how you have to be an improv person.
No, totally. And I thought everybody older than me was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then I grew up and I was like, all those guys were so lame.
Yeah.
They weren't all lame, but most of them were. I'm thinking of 3 specific ones right now. But like, I just thought they were cool because they were like older than me. And like, I was like, oh, they're so good at improv. And like, I thought they were like funny and shit. But they were also just like at the time, like college boys. There was this one guy who was probably like one of the funniest people I've ever met. His name was Chris Casey. I do not know what he's up to now. I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he does any comedy or anything. I know that he dropped out of college. But he was like he was way funnier than everybody in the group. He was funny in a real way when all of us were pretending to be funny. You know what I mean? And so he had a drinking problem, like a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
And so there was one time we would do like road gigs, and we were in Binghamton, New York. And so we had a gig to do an improv set in a mall.
Yeah. Oh.
At a comedy club.
Mall comedy is always great.
Yep.
Always so good.
Yeah.
The people who go to malls and spend a lot of time there are really happy.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely having a good time. Yeah. So it was a comedy club in a mall in Syracuse, New York.
Yeah.
And so we leave at like 10 a.m. The show is at like 3 or 4. Maybe it was at 5 or something. We were kind of far from Syracuse. Actually, like 2 hours. But anyway. So there was like 2 people who had cars. I was in the car with Chris, and he was so hungover. He was like the most hungover man I've ever seen in my entire life. And his car was full of trash because he was a college boy.
Yeah. Oh.
And so
my car used to be pretty
Dude, my car was so full of trash.
It felt like it was what it was for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. One time as a prank, my friend Lexi from high school filled up my car with Dunkin' Donuts straws.
That's really funny.
Like, I literally like thousands of straws.
Oh my God.
And
That's
it's because I went into her house when she wasn't there.
Yeah.
I bought like all of these like tiny baby things. They were like little plastic babies that you like put on cakes. And I bought like 1,000 of them. And I went into her room and I hid them everywhere. And she was finding babies for years.
That's really good. That's a great prank.
I like literally hid them in every single...
That's a prank that could make someone want to kill themselves.
Yeah. Yeah,
1,000?
Yeah, it was really crazy. And if you stepped on...
You just have to move.
Yeah, I know.
Point.
It's like having bed bugs.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It was like that bad. But it was literally in every nook and cranny of her fucking room.
Man, that's so funny.
But anyway, so this guy's car was full of trash, and he was super hungover. And while he was driving, he was like, "I'm gonna throw up," and I'm like, "What? Pull over!" Everybody in the car was like, "Dude, pull over!" And he's like, "No, I can't pull over." So he picks up. There's a red Solo cup in his center console.
No,
and he puked into it.
Oh, that's not a big enough cup.
Well, it was contained.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so then he put it back, and then he threw up a bunch more times. But don't worry, there was a lot more Solo cups.
Oh.
So he puked so many times that he like...
I'm getting... you can keep going. I'm getting pretty grossed out.
He filled
up... on the verge of gagging.
He filled up 4 red Solo cups in every cup holder in his car. And then we sat in that car for like 2 more hours.
No.
Do it. Puke.
I can't.
Puke.
I can't hear this because it really feels like it's happening to me.
I know. There was that one time that Betty puked in the car when you were in the car and you could not handle it.
And that wasn't even that bad. With his puke, I would have vomited and I would have had to get out.
It was like gross human puke. It wasn't like dog puke. That's just dog food.
Human puke is so much worse.
It's so much worse. Yeah.
You don't know what's in there. It's a mix of a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah, no. And it was
drinking.
It was a college boy who was hungover.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like pizza.
Cheetos.
Yeah. Like Taco Bell, like shit like that in it. And so then we sat in that car for 2 hours in the puke-filled car. And then we...
Smells like feta cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were like, all right, let's go do some improv in this mall.
Oh, my God.
Had a terrible set.
He didn't empty out the puke?
Well, not while he was driving. That would have been unsafe.
But you didn't stop like soon after to get rid of the puke?
I think we were late.
Oh, my God. And there's nothing to cover it up with?
No, just
I'm like
empty.
really about to gag.
Just
again.
like empty solo cups full of puke. There's
just
probably
evaporating.
It was probably like 2 pukes per cup, I would say.
Oh my God. This is terrible.
Yeah. It was disgusting. Yeah.
It's a bad dream.
Yeah. It wasn't a dream at all. It
I
was
know,
just
but
my improv career.
even in my dream, I think I'd be gagging.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like sleep gagging.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was disgusting. I was also, at the time, I was the only girl in the group. So they just acted like this all the time. And then
crazy.
Rylan joined and it became so much better.
Yeah. Rylan's great. We should have her on.
I know.
too.
We should have her on.
Oh,
She'd
we
be
got a
great.
list we got to get through.
We got such a long list.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my stupid story.
Man, that is...
It's pretty incredible,
sickening.
huh?
It's awful. It's terrible.
Have you ever...
Sorry, I'm really
It's
reacting.
terrible. Okay.
I feel like gross hearing it. And I'm fine with vomit, but not when...
No, you're not.
Not when I think I have to stay in a room with it for an hour.
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
This might be TMI, but this has never happened to me, but I know people it's happened to. Have you ever thrown up while sucking somebody's dick?
I thought you were going to ask that. No, I haven't. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard it's happened to like multiple people I know personally.
Mhm.
It happens pretty often. It's
I've definitely like
gotten close.
not close to throwing up, but like kind of like had the reflex a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Man, that would be
that'd be
suck.
crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think the sex ends there? I should
Yeah,
ask my friends
I
who it's
think
happened
so.
to if they kept going. It would be
I think
insane
I've heard
if they
a story
kept going.
from a comic about it, and then it kept going after.
Like
pretty
after a
sure.
shower or immediately after, you think?
The way she described it was like immediate, but it's also in a bit, so maybe it's exaggerated.
Yeah, okay, totally, yeah. All right, anyway, that's the end of my questions.
Anyway, I guess I won't tell my vomit story today.
Another
Actually,
one?
yeah.
Wait, you actually have a vomit story?
I have another vomit story, but
Were you going to tell it today?
well, I had a list of a few things, so I could tell something else.
You can tell a vomit story.
All right.
Let's keep talking about vom.
Okay.
We haven't had, like, a puke episode in a while.
Yeah, we used to have puke episodes like every 4. It'd be like all puke.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? Old clowns are back. We're talking about puke and bugs.
Yeah.
This is a podcast.
Throwback to the puke episode.
This is a podcast for 13-year-old boys. Ew,
that is our
gross.
audience.
It's like how to puke, how to look at bugs, and how to terrify your sister.
How to be a girl but talk like how boys like to.
Yeah, I know. I feel like if
It's
you
also like an advice channel for women who want a bunch of like disgusting men to be their
obsessed
friends.
with them, yeah. It's also like if you didn't know us, you'd think that we're like guys, girls,
Yeah.
and we're fully not.
Yeah.
We
Well,
just,
we have a lot of guy friends.
but that's just comedy.
It's
That's
different,
not
though.
even.
It's
yeah,
comedy,
it's not
yeah.
because we seek it out.
Yeah.
But we actually just, I think like just had a bunch of brothers and are a little bit autistic, and that's why we act like this.
Mhm. I think that's it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll tell the vomit story. I'm pretty sure I haven't told it on the pod. So this is the one. I told you for sure. I don't think I
I
told
think
it.
you've told it on the pod.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm
You know
pretty
what?
sure I didn't.
Okay, tell it
'Cause
again.
I definitely told the vomiting alien story.
Totally, yeah.
Listen to that.
Maybe you've just told me a bunch of
I've
times.
told you a
and
lot
so
of
it feels
vomit
like you
stories.
have.
I
But
told you about me puking on my brother's puke.
yeah, that's one of my favorite
That's
stories.
one of my favorite stories too. So I don't think I've done this one on the pod.
Okay, all right.
Well,
yeah.
if you have heard this story before and it's upsetting to hear it again, comment.
Yeah,
It'll
comment.
get us more views.
Let
Just
us
comment.
know.
Let us know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, tell us I can't wait to
Okay.
I can't wait for this. It's a great
So,
story.
When I was a kid, yeah, because also it's like mixed up with so many other stories about my parents not believing me.
Yeah.
So I think even if I have said it, it was like a brief.
Yeah, it was probably like you're like, oh, like that one time I blanked.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'll tell it on another pod.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so when I was a kid, there was one time I was supposed to go to school. It was morning, and I felt sick. And my parents come into my room, and I'm like, I'm sick.
Yeah. Wait, how old would you say approximately?
Like 8 or 9.
Okay, gotcha. So like a
something
kid,
that.
like a real
yeah,
kid.
like
Yeah.
a kid. And I think I'm sick. And maybe they took my temperature, and I didn't have a fever or something. I don't really remember, but
Mhm.
they didn't think I was sick.
Yeah.
And so they sent me to school. right?
Yep.
And in this class, what we would do every morning for 15 minutes is we'd journal.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah.
all the kids would sit down, we'd be quiet for 15 minutes, and we'd write in our journal.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what I was writing in there.
Oh my God, I would love to see that.
Probably like about my horses.
Yeah.
That I imagined.
You're like, mountain is very bad today.
Yeah.
Snow has a beautiful white coat and can fly. Clip clop.
Why do no boys like when I run around like a horse?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was writing in my journal and I wasn't feeling good. And my teacher noticed and came up to me
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Hey, you don't look so good." They're like,
Oh, you looked sick.
I looked sick.
Aw.
They're like, "Are you sick? Are you feeling okay?"
You're over there like, and they're
Yeah.
like, you don't look good. And your parents are like, she's faking.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I feel sick. And she's like, you should go call your dad. So I go, the phone's next to the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I go call my dad, and everyone's quiet, writing in their journal. And my dad picks up the phone. He's like, hey, this is Britt. Remember, I'm a Britt Jr.
Britt Jr.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, Dad, I'm sick. And then I immediately vomit all over the phone and through all over the entryway to our classroom. And every kid turns around and watches me vomiting all over. And that's when you're young and it's like
Yeah.
everything's a huge deal, especially
course.
that, which is a huge deal anywhere.
Yeah. Also, I remember when kids would throw up like
Yeah.
in school when you were really young. It felt like a tsunami of puke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it felt like they would puke and then the puddle would be like 10
Yes.
feet in
It felt like
diameter.
an impossible amount.
I know.
Like, how could they contain that much?
How could they puke that
Yeah.
much? And it was every time, too.
Yeah.
And then the poor janitor would have to come in and put wood chips on it.
Yeah, the sawdust,
Yeah.
which I know it's supposed to help, but I
Yeah.
feel like it makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you put perfume on a BO body.
Totally.
It's like it doesn't fully
also, don't
cover it
fucking
up.
talk about me. I'm right here.
There she is. Man, I was on the train on the way here and I was sitting down, some lady was standing above me.
hmm
Terrible BO. Right
my
in my
God.
face.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
It wasn't long though.
I had to change my deodorant because my BO got too bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
these summers. Anyway, so I puked all over in front of my entire class during silent time.
I know. There wasn't even anything else going on
There was
to
no
distract them.
distraction.
It was just silent journaling and somebody's like,
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't answer my dad after that.
Well, you puked all over
I
the
dropped
phone.
the phone, so he's just hearing me puking and probably hearing the phone hit the wall. Which he probably thought was another big act. Oh, I'm really sick.
Yeah.
Oh, here I go, Dad. You didn't believe me?
On the other end, it sounds like a horror movie. It's like, please help me.
Yeah, because when kids puke, it really does sound.
It's so
It
dramatic.
sounds crazy.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do when it's happening. So they kind of move around too much. That's probably why the puddles are so big.
Yeah.
Because they're not
'Cause
like,
they're, like,
okay, let me just get
spraying.
this out and deal with it. They're like, I'm puking. And they're like moving their head everywhere and just blasting it all over the classroom.
They're spraying. Okay, remember those like sprinklers that
Yeah.
you plug them in? They were a flower and they'd whip
Yeah,
around.
that's
It's
like
like
a
that.
kid.
It's like that,
Yeah.
but with puke. Sorry, I'm looking something up because we're having a puke episode and I have to show you this video. Have you seen the so you know the hot dog eating contest that happens on July
Yeah.
4th at Coney Island?
Mhm.
They have like a lemonade drinking contest as well.
Oh.
And have you seen the video of the
I think Dwayne was telling me about the lemon. He was like, I could do that. He's like, I drink this many beers this fast. I can drink lemonade.
You know what? I honestly think that he's right.
Yeah.
I don't usually believe men, but I believe him in that instance. So this kid, he drank a bunch of lemonade and then he threw up a bunch. I have to show you this
Ooh,
video.
That is just like a hose, though.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I have to show. Hold on. There's literally an advertisement for Kamala Harris.
Before the puke.
Yeah. Here, watch it.
Okay.
Describe it.
So the champs are being awarded. I don't see a kid yet. Oh my God!
It's this big fat kid. He's probably a man, but a big fat man with like a mohawk. Keep watching it. And he's like throwing up lemonade. So it's pure liquid and it's projectile. It literally looks like...
It's not one big stream, it's repeated.
Yeah, it's
He's
over
done it like
and over
7
again.
times already.
It literally looks like...
Someone's trying to help and he turned around and just puked more.
And also, wait, hold on.
It's like, see, standing next to the guy with the belt who won.
I know, yeah.
And that guy's pushing him out of the way.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't puke while I'm getting my like PR
I know.
for my win.
I know. Every picture of him holding up the belt has the kid puking in it. Also, hold on. I have to listen to it. Hold on.
That's them responding. Oh my God.
Every
They're
time he
responding
pukes-
like he's making a basket or something.
Every time he pukes, everybody's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
It's like they're all on a roller coaster.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It's so fucking funny.
Man. So anyway.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
I did
no,
that
no.
in the middle of your story.
No, that made sense. And I do that to you all the time. But so I puke all over the classroom in front of everybody. I'm embarrassed. My dad picks me up. I go home. I'm actually sick.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And and then like, I don't know, like 10 years later or something, me and Sierra, we have a crush on these skater boys.
Oh, was it the 2 boys that you showed your Osama bin Laden sketch to?
No, that was later on in high school. This is
Oh, okay.
like middle school, probably.
Gotcha. All right,
so yeah,
cool.
maybe it's only like 6 years later, I guess. But and we used to be like, oh my God, Randy and Andrew are like so cute, and they both
Randy,
and they both lived on the same like street
on
the military base.
Yeah.
And we would walk by that street and we'd be like, oh my God, it's Skater Boy Lane. And we'd like watch Randy and Andrew doing kickflips from a distance as we walked by, but we tried not to look like we were watching them.
Yeah.
So we'd walk by a little slower just to get like more looks, you know?
And you were like hoping they'd be like, hey, come here.
Yeah, all
Totally.
the time.
Yeah.
We were like, one day we'll talk to them.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew them, but you know, you don't really talk to guys at that age. You just like have crushes and stuff. So we're like, oh my God, Skater Boy Lane. And then me and Sierra were at the lake together and Randy shows up. Randy
down by the lake.
Randy from, yeah, he's down by the lake.
Skater Boy Randy down by the lake. Sounds like a John Denver song.
He shows up and he starts talking to us. And we're like, oh my God, we're talking to Randy.
Yeah.
This guy's like,
down Skater Boy Lane.
Yeah.
Skater Boy Lane. We met Randy by the lake on Skater Boy Lane. I'm so sorry. I can't get the idea of this out of my head. I'm sorry. Anyway.
It started with kick flips. It ended with, what's another one? I don't know them.
And Ali.
Ollie. He took off his t-shirt and I shouted, golly. I did do that.
You were like, golly. Just like a middle school girl. A boy takes
school girl saying,
golly. You got any pubes yet? Oh, I'm doing that next time Dave takes his dick out.
Golly. So he's talking to us and we can't believe it. And we're like, oh my God, we're talking to Randy.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll form a crush on us.
Yeah.
You know? And we're so excited. We're not saying it. We're trying to be cool. And we just start talking to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, Brittany Cardwell. Yeah. You're the girl who threw up on the phone. He like remembered immediately, like that's the way he knows me.
Oh
it's
my
from that
God.
time in school that my dad probably made me feel like was actually fine and like not a big deal.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
clearly this is a memory for everyone in that classroom.
Well, we have an episode of the podcast called I Vomited into Sentience.
Oh yeah.
And like I think your vomit brought him into sentience.
That's his first memory
That's
ever.
his first memory. Is Brittany Cardwell throwing up on the phone? Oh my God. I hope you get famous and he's like, Brittany Cardwell?
Oh, the girl threw up on the phone.
Who threw up on the phone? That should be the name of your special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brittany Cardwell, the girl who threw up on the phone.
That's pretty good, actually.
And then dude, honestly, your fucking picture should be you holding the phone and being like, and then like throwing up. I'll put it together. I'll do it. Don't make me graphic design it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it really. It's just so funny.
Did it go anywhere with Randy after that? Or
no,
did you just like completely?
I think we hung out with them a couple times, but like, you know.
You're like, Randy.
What are you even doing when you're 14?
Randy, I'm not the girl who throws up on the phone anymore. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Take off your shirt so I can yell.
Probably also me and Sierra were like, this is the way we would have been. It's like because of all our little inside jokes, we probably would have been like, yeah, we call you guys, we call your street skater boy lame. So, you know? So what? That's my story.
Oh God, that's so good.
If you're listening, Randy, I think about it every few weeks.
As her friend, I can say that she thinks about him way more than that.
Yeah.
Way more than every couple of weeks.
Are you sure I've told it on the pod before?
No, I don't think you did.
Good.
I think I just...
As I was telling it, I was like, I'm still not sure.
No, I don't think you did. And the reason why I felt like you told it on the pod before is because I feel like you tell me that once a day.
I'm the girl that threw up on the phone and I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, Brittany's like, the only thing I know about myself is that I'm the girl who threw up on the phone.
That's how other people see me. Yeah. So I had to work with that.
Yeah. You moved to New Zealand and then to New York and you're like, they all know I threw up on the phone. Let's get into the post.
Yeah, let's get into the post.
All right, we're going to read a post from an internet user.
Yeah.
I like this one.
Yeah, this one's good.
I think this is funny and silly.
I'm not going to read the title.
Yeah.
I, 19 female, have a twin brother who I'm very close to. Let's call him Jay. We hang out together a lot, and I consider him to be one of my best friends. That's
Twins
so
are kind of
nice.
gross. Oh.
Yeah. But also, like, it's just nice to be able to be close to a sibling.
No, you know? Totally. Yeah. 100%. Love you, Owen.
Love you, Drew and Casey.
Which one do you like more? Which one do you like more, Brittany? Gun to your head.
Whoever calls me first. After this episode, that's who I choose. It'll be weeks, but they'll call.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, they're great. My family doesn't talk a lot. Okay. All right. We became a lot closer during high school when we found out we were both bisexual. Oh, bisexual twins.
Oh, interesting.
Man, remember when all of our episodes that we never released used to be about the twins that we met?
Oh my God, the twins.
Have we ever talked about them on a released episode?
I don't even think so. Arjun and Arwen.
Shout out.
Shout out, guys.
The only pair of twins I know.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think I know any other pairs.
I know some single twins. Like Micah's a twin. James is a twin.
Yep.
Yeah. We met them on the street.
We met them on the street after Katrina's divorce party.
Katrina, shout out to Katrina.
Yeah.
She was
we
there.
met two enormous hot twins.
Yeah.
And then we hung out with them and they were actually really nice.
They were actually great.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're
we both
fun
made
guys.
out with one of them. We each made out with one of them.
And then just all as a group decided to be friends only. We should hang out with them again.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so found out we're both bisexual. Making friends doesn't come easy to me, and I really only have 2 close friends. 3 if you count my best friend's childhood friend that hangs out with us sometimes. Whoa.
Okay, sounds like you don't consider her a friend.
Yeah. My twin is very social and has a bigger group of friends that he hangs out with all the time since most of them go to the same college. Last week when we were hanging out with some of our mutual friends from high school, one of them made a comment about my shirt, saying it looked like one my brother had in high school. I told her it was the same shirt, and she gave me a kind of weird look. I brushed it off because I didn't think she meant anything by it. My brother and I sometimes share clothes because we have similar enough style and we're the same height and build. For us, it just means we have a lot more clothing options.
Yeah, I used to wear my brother's shirts. We're not twins at all. He's much larger than me. He's always been older than me, but I would wear his shirts, and then he would find out that it was missing and come into my room and beat me up and take it.
Whoa.
So, a little different than this, I guess.
I don't think I ever wore my brother's shirts when I was a kid. No, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I ran into that same friend after one of my, maybe his pajama shirts when they wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah,
it's like a big baggy shirt for me to wear to
and you
bed,
just wear them to bed, yeah.
Or whatever. Yesterday, I ran into the same friend in one of my classes, and we stopped to talk. My brother called me in the middle of our conversation to ask if I wanted food, since he was ordering anyway. And before I hung up, I said, "Bye, I love you." He said it back, and my friend gave me a strange look.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Also, I've read the post before.
I've read the post. But I remember reading it and being like, I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything at first, but then when I asked her what was wrong, she said it was just strange that I said I love you to my brother. I say I love you to my brothers every time we talk on the phone.
I say I love you to everybody I talk on the phone with in case I die.
Yeah. Yeah. You think it's going to be you, not them?
Big. Oh, 100%. Are you kidding?
I laughed it off. I asked her if she didn't say it to her sibling. She said no, because that was weird. It's not weird. I didn't know what to say, so I just left it there and told her I needed to go so I can meet Jay at home before he left for his friend's house. There's a lot of explaining here. I'm skipping a lot, and it's not enough. I should be skipping more.
Well, she's 19, so she doesn't understand what's important.
Yeah. She then started talking about how weird our relationship was and how it wasn't normal for siblings to share clothes or say I love you, hug, hang out so much, or do any of the things that we do.
What? What does she think you're supposed to do with siblings?
Yeah, what are you supposed to ignore them?
Yeah.
I guess some do.
You're just supposed to have a strictly professional relationship with your siblings.
Yeah.
They should be like coworkers at best.
Yeah.
You should be like...
You only talk about weather and stuff.
Yeah, you're like, what TV shows are you watching?
Yeah.
Dude, in my office, all we do is talk about the TV shows we're watching.
Yeah.
It's like the number one thing we talk about.
It's weird. We're always together and talking to each other. It'd be weirder if you were all coy with your brother, who's your twin.
Yeah.
You know? Like you're like playing hard to get.
It would be more
not
suspicious.
Talking to him.
Yeah, if you didn't talk to him.
Big time. She also brought up a comment I made in high school in response to a question. This is written so weird. What would I do if my twin died? I said I didn't think I could live without him because he was part of me. The question was asked to another set of twins we were friends with, and they had the same answer. Yeah, if your sibling dies, it's horrific.
Yeah, it's the worst, like one of the worst things that can happen to you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're close like this.
This lady is insane.
I know.
Yeah. Especially if they're your best friend since you've been born.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
The whole time she was going on, I just stared at her because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Eventually she stopped and I just blurted out, you should really stop watching so much porn. I'm glad she said something.
Yeah. Also, I'm glad that she phrased it like that.
Yeah. She was very embarrassed and went off at me for saying that. I just left. I went home. I told Jay what happened. He laughed. I felt like I was dying inside because I couldn't believe I said that.
No, you should not be embarrassed. That's the best response you possibly could have had.
I think that was perfect.
Yeah.
I think this lady maybe didn't realize how ridiculous it was. Maybe she did by the way you phrased it.
She's like, you want to fuck your brother? You freak. Oh, you love him?
Yeah.
You love your brother? And now you want to fuck him? It's like so strange.
It's such a leap.
Yeah. Also, it's funny that she was like, you should stop watching so much porn.
Yeah.
Because like there is a thing where it's like, oh yeah, like twin girls, twin women. I'll fuck them at the same time. Like, it's how sexy.
Yeah,
two of the same women.
It's not twin brother and sister.
Yeah, who fuck without you.
Yeah,
that's not it.
You're not involved at all.
Yeah, I know.
That's not what makes it fun.
Yeah, I
know. This reminds me a little bit. That makes it sound like. But it's not. So I remember like in college, I took a class. I barely remember what the guy really said, but the professor was talking about, it was a psychology of relationships class.
Okay.
Where I should have learned about attachment.
Yeah.
I probably did, but I didn't think it was relevant to me at the time.
You should have listened a little harder, Brittany.
Yeah. I wasn't in like a problematic situation yet. So I was like, whatever, this is boring.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, man. It's all over the place.
I wish I could go back.
Yeah.
I wish I could take that class again.
Yeah. But anyway, I remember him like talking about, I think offhand, he was just like saying something about how it's very hard because it's like evolutionarily bad to have sex with a sibling, right?
Totally.
Because you need variability in genetics to
of
like
course.
make you strong.
Yeah.
And so he said there's something, I don't remember the evidence for it or anything, but something that makes you, it's like very hard to be attracted to someone you're related to.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And someone, especially if you've grown up with them.
Yes.
Right?
Totally.
He was telling me that. And in the midst of this, I had been like starting to really like one of my very good friends who I spent a lot of time with for years.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And like we had the same classes, we lived together.
Yeah.
What else? We worked in the same place at the university.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in love with him. And things weren't going anywhere though.
Yeah.
Like something happened and then it was like weird and it was like a very difficult situation.
Yeah.
But have I ever told you about that?
Yeah, I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
We went to his house once, right?
No.
Oop, never mind. I don't know who you're talking about. Never mind.
Who the hell is that?
Never mind. We'll talk about it after.
But anyway. No, you definitely haven't gone to his house. Doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm distracted now.
Sorry.
Anyway, I in class raised my hand as he was talking about incest and how you can't be attracted to a person that you've grown up with and spent a lot of time with.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what if, for example, I was like, what if, for example, you spent a lot of time with a friend you've known for a long time? Can it similarly mean you can never be attracted to them?
And then he's just like, no, that's just regular attraction.
Well, I was asking, like, is it like if it's like you kind of spend so much time together, it's almost like growing up with them?
Yeah.
And can that lead to like, it's like it doesn't, almost the same mechanism, you know?
Yeah. But there's also like a genetic component of things that like.
But I think I think the way he was describing it though is like growing up with someone too. Like they're there your whole life. Like if you had an adopted brother or something. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's just so I was like, what about this instance? It kind of was like so personal.
Also, I'm sure like everybody in the class was like, does she want to fuck her brother?
What if you didn't know your brother though until you were 18?
Wait, hold on. Dude, I watched this documentary called Man with 1,000 Kids.
Oh yeah. I've been meaning to watch that. No,
you should watch it. So basically, this guy keeps like illegally donating sperm and saying he's not doing it at all their places. Mm-hmm. And they find this like huge, like he's donated sperm over 1,000 times. So there's over 1,000 kids from his genetics.
Yeah,
like in the Netherlands and all over, like in every country in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so like. One of the things that happens in the show is like the families who have these kids.
Yeah.
Also, he'd like show up to ladies' houses who are single, and he's like, I like to do it the old-fashioned way, and then just fuck them.
Whoa,
which is so crazy. But one of the concerns of the parents were like, there's like 5 kids in our town who are related to this guy, who are a kid who's like, this is their father.
Yeah.
And like one thing that we are afraid of is that like they will meet each other and they'll have a connection because they're like genetically related and they have a lot of similar like interests and a similar personality or whatever. And they'll think it's sexual attraction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like fucking crazy.
And they can't be told who the other people are, right? Because of privacy stuff? Or?
Well, not when it's like he's committing. Well, it wasn't. Some of the donations were done through sperm banks.
Yeah.
And then some of them were done personally over like Craigslist and shit.
Yeah.
And so, but once they found out he was like committing crimes, everybody who got sperm from him like got in a Facebook group to like make sure they knew, you know?
Do we know the same guy? Did we get semen from the same guy? It's like, did we all date this guy? Like the ones that we know about?
Yeah. The Facebook pages that are like, are we dating the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, I mean, if those kids fuck, then you'll just get, Joffrey, King Joffrey.
Oh, that's right.
He's a product of incest.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. They like
so funny. You're like so many pod episodes from now on are going to be you like recapping
about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know. What about the White Walkers?
Yeah.
You be telling me about them like I don't know, which is kind of true because my memory's so bad.
Yeah.
I remember what they look like.
Yeah. And like it's so funny in the show how
maybe we'll rewatch it. We were thinking about it.
You guys should rewatch it.
It's such a commitment.
It is, but fucking do it. Just do it.
It's so good.
You can put it on the background. Yeah, so much happens every episode. And it's so funny in the show. Tyrion Lannister, played by Peter Dinklage, he's like, there's multiple times when he like points at King Joffrey and he's like, look how fucked up he is. But like in real life, he's just like a regular guy who kind of looks like that.
He does look kind of fucked up.
He looks weird. I saw him one time in a bar in Dublin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was crazy.
Is he from over there?
Yeah. He's either British or Irish. I think he's Irish. That's probably why he looks like that. A lot of incest on that fucking island.
Yeah.
Just like 2 people. That's why everybody in my family's shaped like barrels.